Hello, my name is Oliver Hyman, and I'm a lecturer in the biology department at James Madison University. I'm here to speak about the instructor's experience participating in the Student Network for Amphibian Pathogen Surveillance, aka SNAPS. Before I get into the details of implementing SNAPS, I want to first provide a little bit of context about James Madison University, where I teach. JMU is a primarily undergraduate institution with a little over 20,000 undergrads. As you can see on this map, JMU is located in Harrisonburg, Virginia, about 2 hours southwest of Washington, D.C., near Shenandoah National Park and the Appalachian Mountains. A great place for sampling salamanders, conveniently enough. Our biology department is one of the largest at JMU with over 4,000 majors. Currently, freshmen in the honors section of our introductory biology course, like the ones you see in the image here, participate in SNAPS as part of the several authentic research experiences that are embedded in the lab portion of their intro course. This is the timeline for my implementation of SNAPS at JMU. I reached out and was accepted to participate in SNAPS in the summer prior to my first implementation. The following fall, I began formally planning for implementation for the coming spring semester. This entailed participation in a brief orientation webinar, perusing freely available SNAPS lesson plans and protocols available through the SNAPS website and a shared Google Drive folder, scouting local field sites to ensure I could find enough salamanders to sample, obtaining local collection permits, and completing IACUC training at my university for amphibian sampling so I could be added to the SNAPS umbrella IACUC protocol. With all that in place, I ran SNAPS the following spring with my freshman students. This entailed getting us sampling and shipping supplies free of charge from SNAPS, tailoring teaching materials for my needs, and reviewing the sampling protocols much more closely so I could gather all the necessary materials and work out the logistics for getting my 24 students out into the field to sample salamanders for BD and BSAL and home in time for their next class. This is a more detailed timeline of exactly how I implement SNAPS in my 24 student, 2 hour and 50-minute freshman biology lab course. On the very first day of class, I make it clear which day we will be going into the field and that everyone needs to mark that day in their calendar. I typically have them reserve one other day just in case the weather doesn't cooperate. I'll also recruit 1 or 2 students to drive a departmental vehicle on the day we go into the field. I then break up the SNAPS experience across 3 lab periods. The first is a 2-hour session where I provide a background lecture and we discuss one seminal paper about BSAL. This provides students with a decent foundation to understand why we are sampling salamanders. After that, we do a quick primer on working in the field that covers basic supplies, attire, and expectations, and then watch a short but detailed video that covers the SNAPS sampling protocols, which SNAPS provides. Lastly, I remind students exactly where and when to meet next week so we can promptly hop into our departmental vehicles and head out to the field. Time is tight the following week, so we meet in the parking lot, load right into the vans, and hit the road ASAP. I typically show up a bit early to load up snacks and supplies. I'll drive one vehicle and get student volunteers to drive the other vehicle or vehicles. We are lucky enough to have a field site that is only 20 minutes away with incredibly high densities of eastern spotted newts. So we can drive to the site, set up shop, sample the 20-30 animals in about an hour to an hour and a half, decontaminate our equipment, eat a little snack, take a few photos, and we'll be back to campus with time to spare before students need to get to their next class. All the protocols, vials, swabs, shipping supplies are provided conveniently by SNAPS for free. All I need to do is just have some very basic field supplies like markers, scissors, gloves, buckets, and bleach. Depending on when we return to campus, I ship samples out the same or next day and typically get results back in about a month, at which time students and I will spend about 50 minutes in class sorting and analyzing the data. SNAPS has been an incredibly positive experience for my students. It's taught them about the negative effects infectious pathogens can have on host populations, and it's given them solid experience in the field, handling live amphibians, and contributing to a real-world conservation issue. These are potentially resume-worthy experiences that may help students develop a career in conservation or wildlife biology. SNAPS is also beneficial to wildlife managers and the salamander species they protect by providing low-cost, semi-regular, continent-wide bee sal surveillance. The black dots in this map represent SNAP's partner institutions that have classes and instructors just like me who are helping to sample for bee sal in many of its hotspots for potential introduction to North America, as depicted in dark purple. Lastly, SNAPS has also been great for me as an instructor. With its ready-to-go lesson plans, easy-to-follow protocols, and free supplies, it's been a cheap and easy way for me to incorporate a great lab experience into my course. It's also enabled me to kill two birds by combining my teaching and research, which bolsters my annual reviews with cool course-based research experience and provides fodder for grants and publications like the one you see here, recently released by Olson, along with several SNAPS instructors in the journal Frontiers in Amphibian and Reptile Science. Perhaps most importantly, everyone, including myself and all the students that I've taken out into the field and other instructors I've talked to who have done SNAPS, has really had a blast getting their hands dirty and going out and interacting with real animals in the field. I feel very fortunate to be a participant in SNAPS and want to sincerely thank the people, sponsors, and students who make it all possible. Thank you.